It's gear loadout time. Let's get into it. On the table in front of me is all the gear I'll be taking to get me through the Foothills Trail through hike I am hoping to do next week. There's currently a fire going on near Table Rock State Park. Parts of the trail are closed. I'm really hoping I get to do this through hike next week as planned. If not, we'll do it in a couple weeks, and this is the gear that I will be taking. Of course, what's more important than my through hike is I hope everybody down there is safe and well. They're able to contain the fire and do what they need to. Let's get into the gear. This is a strange Frankenstein mix of budget-friendly, mid-range, and pretty expensive gear. Jumping right into an expensive gear item, this is the X-Mid Pro 1. It is an incredible tent. I have not used it on trail yet, and so I'm really excited to take it. I want to test it and compare it to the non-pro version, and I also really need the weight savings. I'm planning some big days. I'm doing this hike in 3.5 days. There's going to be 3 20 to 24 mile days, and then one 10-mile day at the end. That's the plan I have to fit the hike into when I can, and also to get to some really specific sunrise, sunset spots that I want to enjoy the sunrise and sunset. So I gotta save some weight. The 12 ounces of weight savings is worth it to me for this trip, or at least I think it is. I haven't used the tent yet. We'll see. The tent comes in at just under a pound, not quite 16 ounces, so it is light. Not the lightest tent in the world, but I think it's more spacious than some of those other options that are an ounce or two lighter. Durston X-Mid Pro 1. Love Durston tents. For my sleep system, I'm taking the Big Agnes Rapide SL. This pad is $150. I compared it to a $100 and a $40 pad that I think are fairly similar. The reason I'm taking this one is really for the weight savings. I think it's about 18 or 19 ounces. And one great way that you can save money, and I'll share a few of those for the mid-range or more expensive gear items, is to use an REI coupon when you buy this. You can sign up for the REI Club, get 20% off coupons. I don't care if you sign up or not, but it's a great way to save money. So I saved 30 bucks on this pad when I ordered it from REI. This is actually the 20 by 78 version, the Big Agnes Rapide SL. My quilt is the Hammock Gear totally custom 40-degree quilt. I love hammock gear quilts. I have 3 of them. A 0 degree, a 20 degree, which I actually ordered for this trip, but then the forecast changed and now I can take my 40 degree. Don't pay full price for these quilts. Don't, because Hammock Gear has sales all the time. Labor Day, Memorial Day, it seems like they always have one. This one I got for, I think, 180, maybe 190. What's awesome about Hammock Gear is you can customize everything. You can pick the colors, the fill power, whether you want a little bit of extra fill, you want a sewn foot box, you want an open foot box. You customize every single thing, and that is awesome. I'll put a link to the Hammock Gear website. They're just awesome mid-range quilts, especially when you get that 30% off, and they are light. This quilt I think comes in at 18 ounces. Super light, just over a pound. Let's talk about some budget-friendly sleep system stuff. This is the tried and true Teton Sports Camp Pillow. I think I got it for $9. It's obviously not ultralight. I think it's 8 ounces, pretty bulky, but man, I just sleep so much better at night when I have something that resembles a real pillow. And I combine this with my Gear Doctor's inflatable pillow. I actually compared these to the Nemo Pillow, which is a $40 or $50 or $70 pillow that a lot of people like. I'll put a link to that video up here. This system for me is way more comfortable. Everybody sleeps different. This might not work for you. Man, this is what's the best for me. I put my inflatable pillow down and then the Teton Sports Camp Pillow on top of it. This one's great because it's got little rubber grippies on the bottom so it doesn't slide around on my sleeping pad. It's got the strap. It's also taller than most inflatable pillows. I've bought a few other inflatable pillows to test, and I just haven't yet because I like this one. It's light, cheap, and it works really well, and I sleep really great with it. So, some budget-friendly sleep system items to pair with my mid-range sleep system items and expensive tent. Told you, it was a weird Frankenstein mix of expensive, budget, and mid-range. All right, so that's the sleep system. I'm also taking my trekking poles, not only to hold up my trekking pole tent, the Durston X-Mid Pro 1, but also I am definitely going to be using these on this hike. There's some big days, a lot of climbing, so I'll for sure be using trekking poles. I got these from the Kivizo website when I ordered my first Durston tent. You can also get them on Amazon. They don't have this same pattern. They're from Fizon? I don't know how to say that, but I love these poles. What I really like about them is that they don't have any of the mechanical clampy stuff on the outside here like most trekking poles do. I'll show you different trekking poles so you know what I'm talking about. See, these ones have all of this stuff on the outside. The reason I don't like that is because when I'm trying to stow my trekking poles or pull them out of my pack, this stuff gets caught on the strings or the pouches or whatever else. And also on my Uinta Highline Trail through hike, I was walking with my trekking poles under my arm here, and because I hadn't tightened one of these enough, I just lost one of the nuts. And I actually had to tape the trekking pole on trail so that it would work the rest of the time. But I think my trekking pole fix is gonna work, which is gonna help a lot with the climbing. I'm not gonna have that problem with these poles, so just another reason why I love these. All right, before we get to kitchen items, I am taking a map of the Foothills Trail. I know that's kind of old school. I just like having a paper map. I think it's fun to lay it out and see the progress, see where you're going. I think it's a lot easier to see other things that are on trail, maybe offshoots to a waterfall or something like that. If you're in the paper map club, let me know in the comments. Do you take a paper map or are you all electronic at this point? Let's talk kitchen. I am taking my Toaks Titanium 750 milliliter. I was gonna take a smaller one, but some of the meals I'm taking do require quite a bit of water, and I'm planning to have tea in the morning and at night as well. So I wanna be able to boil enough, just one boil for dinner, tea, everything else. So the 750 pot it is. This is a cool little band from Garage Grown Gear. I think it was like $1.50 something. If you're buying anything from Garage Grown Gear, just chuck one of these in your cart. I love it because it holds the pot on, because I pack a bunch of stuff in my pot when I'm hiking around during the day. So throw one of these in your cart from Garage Grown Gear. What's gonna go in my pot is actually my mug, my camp mug that I'll use for tea. This is from Sea to Summit. I looked at a bunch of different mugs. I have a couple other ones back there. I like this one because it's small, light. It doesn't seal completely. There's no way to have those openings not be open, which, you know, I know some other mugs you can do, but yeah, I like this one. Also in here is a basket for my tea, and then in there is a cool little thing I just got. This is just a towel to keep it from scratching. It's actually a little mini thermometer from ThermoWorks. I got this because this is the first time I'm taking tea on trail, and I'm taking a few different kinds where the temperature of water makes a big difference in the taste and the bitterness. And so I always measure the temperature of my water at home. I want to be able to do that on trail. So I just wrap that in this cloth, put that in the tea basket, put that in the mug, lid on the mug, and then I put that in my Toaks Titanium pot. And it fits perfectly. I'm taking my long-handled spoon, nothing special about it. I will say polished bowl is the way to go. The first one I got, I didn't know that that was an option. And if you get the non-polished bowl, it just feels like you're eating off of fine grit sandpaper. Taking 2 lighters, a mini and a regular. For my stove, it's the Ultralight Classic, the BRS 3000. I did a video where I compared this to a slightly more expensive stove because this one is super budget friendly, one of the Amicus stoves. I just can't see any reason, but for what I use it for, which is basically just boiling water, to get anything more expensive than this stove. It's light, it's cheap, it's lasted me 5 years at this point, tons of different trips, tons of different conditions. I love this budget-friendly stove. Ultralight toothbrush from Garage Grown Gear. I think they're like $1 or $1.50. I love it because it's small, it's just a dedicated toothbrush. I don't have to worry about taking my toothbrush from home or clipping the handle off or whatever. Works well. And then toothpaste tabs. If you're still taking regular toothpaste on your backpacking trips, what are you doing? Take toothpaste tabs. You can get them from Amazon, Garage Grown Gear. I'll put links to these. I'll put links to everything in the pinned comment and description below. A big change for me on this trip is I'm actually not taking a water filter. Instead, I'm going full tablets for treating my water. This will be new. It is going to take some management as far as like making sure I fill up all my bottles the night before and let it treat. But I'm excited because it'll save some weight, it'll save some space. I think it's just easier and more convenient. I am planning on drinking about 6 liters of water a day, so taking enough tabs for that and some extra. I think, you know, basically 50% extra, because the last thing you want to do is run out of water out there. So tabs only, no filter. Talk about a few hygiene items next. This is squirrel's nut butter. I love this stuff. You've probably heard me talk about it before. It's anti-chafe cream, and it is magic on those long days. Rub it in parts where it rubs, and makes a really big difference. This is the 1/2 ounce size. You can get a much bigger one, but it's too bulky to take backpacking, so I have this tiny one, which was more expensive than I would have liked, but then I refill it from the bigger one whenever I need to. Good stuff. Some hand sanitizer, obviously, and then sunblock, mostly for the dome. This is not hand sanitizer. It's actually picaridin lotion for the ticks. I found a tick on me just at home the other day, so I know tick's going to be a problem on the trail. A little bit further south from me where it's already warmer and the ticks are probably just having a heyday. Poop kit. This is not an ultralight shovel. I think it was like 15 bucks on Amazon. I got so tired of trying to dig cat holes with shovels like the Deuce of Spades or an ultralight titanium thing. They often dig into my hand and it just hurts. I tried wrapping tape around one. That wears out so fast. They're flimsy, they don't dig well. This thing is not flimsy. I don't know what kind of holes y'all need. Those shovels weren't cutting it for me. So this is the shovel that I'm taking to do the biz. Just some toilet paper in a bag and then wipes. These are a game changer. Only using toilet paper for several days is a recipe for disaster. Wipes will keep you clean. I don't know what else to say. As always, pack this stuff out. Do not bury it with your poop. Pack it out. First aid kit. This is my DIY first aid kit. I'll put a video to everything that's in it up here. I'm not going to go through everything. You can build a much better, much cheaper first aid kit if you do it yourself. Also in here is my repair kit. I will show you that really quick. There's just some gear aid patches in the back there. Also a roll of Gorilla Tape, a mini Bic lighter like I told you, some zip ties, some safety pins. Yep, oh, those are some fire starters. So a bit of a repair kit / emergency kit in with my first aid kit. One more thing before we talk electronics. This is a sweet little journal holder or notebook holder from a company called Lochby. I think that they saw that I like to journal on trail, and so they just sent this to me. I'll put a link below. I don't get anything if you buy it or anything. I just think it's a cool thing that I wanted to share with you. And I also want to let you know that I did get this for free. It fits the little moleskin size notebooks. What I really like about it is that it will protect my journal, notebook, whatever from the weather. And I can also put my pen, my favorite pen, Zebra F301, in there with it. I think it's super cool. Let's talk electronics. I've had this for a while. I've talked about it on a few different trips. You've seen me use it a bunch in testing gear. It's just a little thermometer that will tell you the current temperature as well as the high and low for whenever it was on. And then when I was looking for my little tea thermometer, I saw that ThermoWorks actually has this, it's called the Hydro Bug, and I'll put links to both of these below and everything else. It actually will show me temperature and humidity. I think it'd be cool to know what the humidity is outside, in the tent, all that kind of stuff. So I'll be clipping both of these to my pack when I go. So 3 thermometers on my backpacking trip. What can I say? I am taking my Garmin InReach Mini 1. It is a micro USB charge port, which is a bit annoying. I did a video where I compared this to a whole bunch of others. I'll put a link up there to that if you want. Other electronics, power banks. This is the super budget friendly Anker. I think about 20 bucks, 10,000 milliamp power bank. I have several of them, that's why there's a 1 on there. It has a regular USB output and a micro USB charge port. This is the, quote, lightest power bank in the world, and I do think that it is the lightest 10,000 milliamp power bank in the world from Nightcore. They saw my video where I compared these two and asked me if I would also look at their Gen 3 to see if it worked a little better for me. So they did send this to me for free. I think these are 70 bucks. These are 20. One thing I'm not super stoked about this already is that it only has USB-C output. I don't love that because I have a couple of things, my camera in particular, and then my Garmin InReach Mini that are micro USB still. So USB-C output doesn't work for me. That power bank does come with this little dongle that goes from regular USB to USB-C. I'm taking charge cords. One of them is a regular USB to micro USB-C and Lightning, and then I'm just taking USB to USB-C so I can take advantage of that USB-C charging. That'll charge my GoPro and my headlamp. My GoPro is probably what'll take a lot of the juice out of that 10,000 milliamp power bank anyway. For my GoPro, it's the Hero 11. If you care, and it's on this monopod that I actually really like. It makes it really quick and easy to record stuff. 2 Enduro batteries and a charger. If you have a GoPro, get the Enduro batteries for backpacking. They last so much longer and they don't die in the cold like the other ones. So, and one more item actually. This is my headlamp that I love. I will tell you, I love it more now that I don't have hair. One thing I did not like about it before when I had longer hair is this tightening system, because it kind of has these cables that help you do micro adjustments on how tight it is by turning this. When I had longer hair, my hair would get caught in it and it just, I don't know, I didn't like it. Hair's not a problem anymore. And so I love this headlamp. It's super bright. The battery lasts forever. You can take the battery out and just replace it with one that's already pre-charged. It's got spotlight, floodlight. I I do love this headlamp. It doesn't have red, which I know some people, that's important to some people. Doesn't matter to me, so that's okay. I do still need to tell you the backpack that I'll be taking, the REI Co-op Flash Air 50. Boom. This is a $300 pack. It is not budget friendly. I used another 20% off coupon to buy it, which made it $240. And plus, you know, you get the REI rewards cash back. I can't remember if it's 5% or something. I'm planning to compare this pack to the Nature Hike as well as my Z packs are called back here. So you can see 3 different price ranges of packs. Packs can be expensive, and if you're putting in big miles with larger amounts of weight, which can just come from water and food, sometimes a more expensive pack is what you need. I haven't really put this pack through the ringer yet, and so I want to do that on this trip. 76 miles in 3.5 days. It's gonna be a good trip to test this pack out and then be able to finally do a full review of it. I have worn it on a few shorter days, a few shorter trips, and I gotta tell you, it is comfortable. A couple things on this pack that are not stock or that are custom mods I've done, and I actually made a video walking you through step by step how to do each of these. I'll put a link to that right here. You got this bungee cord on the back where you can stuff a rain jacket or something like that. You got bungee cords here on the shoulder straps where you can hold an ultralight umbrella hands-free, and then some bungee cord over here where you can stow your trekking poles as you're hiking. So if you want to see how to do all those mods for just 15 bucks of stuff from Amazon, check out that video. And remember, life is better with some dirt in it.